Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Oh, what were we doing? Right, I was gonna see about grabbing some new cyberware. We did almost everything. Alright, we're gonna go gear up on some new weapons and stuff. I just need to go to Amber's, get myself some new parts. Hey, Millie. Nice. Cyberware. Let's see, skin. Let's go with the dermal plating. Super thyroid would be really good. And install that link. I am more machine than human. Alright. I don't think the other jobs are available. Money, I'm at 800. Alright, Let's go to Dreamland. Stupid mess. Alright, let's go meet with Dreamland and see what she knows. The tenement that Dreamland lives in smells of mold and desperation. The people living here are the kind who don't want to be found. Okay, this is the right place, Reva. Emily should be in the first apartment. Is she alone? Should be. I haven't heard anything about her having company. I distantly remember hearing about some old boyfriend who might still be in the mix. Even if he is, he isn't here in Hong Kong. I do know that she's in danger though. There's a bunch of big money execs who are holding a grudge over some activist activities that she used to be into. Emily's from Berlin, but she moved to Hong Kong after the F-state collapsed. The Shockwellenreiter, that's the group that she worked for. We're supposed to protect her, but they've got their own problems to deal with now. I guess that she decided she'd be safer on her own. I heard about the fall of the F-state. It sounded like chaos. That's what I heard too. An experiment in sustained institutional anarchy? A great environment for a Shadowrunner. But it ended up just like communism did. Another pipe dream. German government gave the corporations the go-ahead to invade, and they forced the anarchists to retreat to the eastern part of the city. Now Berlin's run by the corps, just like Hong Kong. I bet they'll wind up building a wall again. Wouldn't put it past them. Anything else we should know before we talk to Dreamland? No clue really. I've never met her in meat space. Just be your charming self, I guess. I'm sure that everything will work out just fine. The apartment is no better than the hallway. Empty fast food cups and packages of dried snack food are strewn about the room. In the corner, a box of cat litter sits, filled to overflowing. You don't see any cats. There's a patched together matrix terminal sitting on a stack of crates, connected to a banged up cyberdeck. Within arm reach of the cyberdeck is a 20-something woman with pale white skin, dirty blonde hair, and a bleak expression. Emily looks at the deck, slung across Isabel's back. So you're Isabel, huh? I didn't expect... A dwarf? Isabel coughs nervously. Yeah, I get that a lot. I don't know. I didn't expect you to be so pretty. The woman has a soft German accent and a dour disposition. I should never have agreed to this, Isabel. She groans. I should never have even responded to your message. If the oligarch swine who have been hunting me find out where I am... They won't find out from us. Uh-huh. Emily searches your eyes with her own. You can see the intelligence in there, but it's hard to get past her sullen manner. This is the woman I told you about. She needs the software that you developed to inhibit your cortical implant. She needs what? Her tone is sharp. Her eyes flash daggers at Isabel. I don't think I should be getting into this. I have a business proposition I'd like to discuss with you. I don't know, woman. I'm kinda done with the business. She pulls out a near-empty pack of German cigarettes and lights the last one. In case you're not up on current events, I've got a kick line of mercs and bounty hunters after me. Messing around with the headwear in the Schockwellenreiter installed in me is the last thing on my mind. I'm not asking you to mess with your own headwear. Just give me a copy of the software you developed so I can use it. It's not that easy. I can't just copy it. It's bound into the operating system of my headwear. And the connections are too fiddly to mess with without risking a complete memory wipe. Then where would I be? I get it. Listen, I know a guy. Name's Rhombus, who knows headwear. I mean, really knows headwear. He's the one who installed my head storage. Moved my walled city memories over to it too. Rhombus can copy or spoof, and he will, too. Free of charge. He can probably make a few tweaks while he's in there to make your life easier too, Emily. You're kidding. Dreamland thinks for a moment. Sounds like a win, I guess. Gotta be better than this. Let's just go see this Rhombus and get it done. I'll have Rhombus modify a taser with Dreamland's cortical inhibitor software Reaver. The jolt should stop the plastic-faced man's memory wipe process before it starts. You'll be able to go to the information broker when you're ready. Alright. One thing I need to check first. As you enter Goblet's cabin, two things grab your attention. The first is Goblet herself. She looks exhausted, bleary-eyed. The easy smile that you've come to associate with her is nowhere to be seen. The second is what she's doing. Goblet appears to be in the middle of a valiant attempt to stuff a whole roasted duck into a saucepan half its size. The bird's rubbery neck flops from side to side with every heave of her shoulders. She looks up from the saucepan, blinking. A corner of her mouth twitches upward, but the half-smile falls away almost immediately. Oh, hey Seattle. Put me at a bad time. I was just making dinner. I've been watching the struggle. Looks like the duck is winning. She blinks down at the duck, and her mouth dips into a frown. Oh, it isn't winning. It's just being stubborn. I'll make it fit, don't you worry. She gives the bird another heave. Something gives way with an audible crunch. This would be easy with a bigger pot. I'd have to wash it first, though. She glances down at the piles of dirty clothes and assorted detritus on the floor of her cabin, frowning. And to do that, I'd have to find it. Anyway, you, want something? I'm up to my elbows in mallard. Ready for my next lesson? No lessons today, Seattle. I'm not feeling up to it. What's wrong? You don't look very good. She rubs the bridge of her nose with a pair of greasy fingers, leaving smudges of duck fat behind. It's weird. Ever since our last lesson, I've felt, I don't know, preoccupied with the sinking ship. I don't really do the whole haunted by the demons of my past thing. I mean, that's fine for some people. But I'm allergic to drama. Generally, when the thoughts of the past get me down, I remind myself that it doesn't matter. Laugh it off and go have a snack. But this, I don't know, it's weird. Ever since our last lesson, I haven't been able to get the sinking ship out of my mind. She looks down at the pot full of mangled duck on the counter, closes her eyes. I guess I'm just worried about cat and mouse, which is weird because why would I be? I mean, I haven't even spoken to them in years. Hell, if anything, they should be worried about me. I'm the one who gets shot for a living. Maybe we should go check it out. The sinking ship isn't far, is it? No, I don't want to do that. At least, not without a good reason. It'd be awkward. And I'm sure that it's nothing anyway. Actually, check that. I know what this is. It's my own personal version of the same thing that we're all feeling. Psychic sewage that's being dredged up in all of us by whatever's happening in the walled city. I'm sure that you've had some flashes of memory from the Barrens in your bad dreams, right? Images from your past come back to haunt you. But you aren't going to drop everything and go running back there, because that would be dumb. So tell me, why should I? Because the sinking ship is like 15 minutes from here? Couldn't hurt to check. Look, I don't want to go back there. If I don't have to. If thinking about the place is enough to mess with me like this, I don't want to know what being there will do. But I'll tell you what, I'll drop Malvina a line just to check in. Make sure this is a me problem and not a them problem. And if there is something going on, I promise you'll be the first to know. Alright, Gobbet, if that's the way you want to play it. It is. Now, was there anything else that you wanted? Or can I get back to my duck? Thanks, Gobbet. Yeah, sure. And Seattle? Everything will be fine. You'll see. If there is anything fishy happening on the sinking ship, you and Iz will be the first to know. I promise. Let's see if we can trigger Gaitru's mission then. Because I think to do Gobbets, I actually need to go on a mission. Has it been difficult to learn to fight while blind? It is not the easiest thing I have attempted, but neither is it the hardest. Placing his sword off to one side, Gaitru turns to face you. Emptiness is form. It is one of the great lessons of the Hagakure. Train sufficiently, and both swordsmanship and obedience will come instinctively. That is the closest to perfection a man can attain. Does that mean in a perfect world you would have killed yourself when you got infected? If an order should be unjust or foolish, it should not be followed. To waste a skilled warrior, as they would have by killing me, it is unacceptable. Obedience without a thought is to be cultivated, but so is the moral fortitude to know when to disagree. When I was new to the unit, I thought that to be a good samurai was the ultimate goal, that to serve justly with dedication was the greatest honor a warrior could have. We were all young and foolish once, I suppose. There's probably a place for that kind of obedience somewhere. Certainly. Those that join the Red Samurai are universally the sort to seek a rigid hierarchy to live within. If I had not become infected, I never would have questioned it. As it was, I still did not question it until my unit ambushed me in Fukuoka. We were taught that we were superior to everyone, and that since we were pure humans and Japanese, we would always win. I believe that most never questioned the validity of this claim, even when confronted with direct evidence to the contrary. If you killed 2 of them, why are they still hunting you? Goju does not answer immediately. He seems uneasy with the question, fidgeting with his fingers. I am unsure why that would make a difference. Can you explain what you were driving at? The unit's down 3 members. Why not give up on you? Ah, I see. I think your mistake is in seeing this from a practical perspective. This problem is emotional, not mechanical. Folding his arms over his chest, Goichi continues to explain. The nature of Red Samurai assignments is such that losses are generally 0, or the entire team. In those rare cases when Red Samurai teams suffer partial losses, the remnants of the impacted teams are shuffled together and undergo retraining. Sasaki and Aomori will undoubtedly be replaced. The problem is that I cannot be replaced. Simply put, I am not dead. Ordinarily, a missing Red Samurai would be considered dead for purposes of reorganizing teams. But Ranraku knows precisely what has happened to me. What's more, my failure to do my duty reflects badly on the unit. Others will undoubtedly resist joining my former squad, as it has been tainted. So until they kill you, nobody wants to join their club. Goichi nods his assent. Yes, that is the case. They cannot move forward and rebuild the core of the unit unless I die, both because of their own expectations and the stain of their honor. Even if they accepted my decision, the rest of the Red Samurai would not. They have hunted me in Japan, Shanghai, and Beijing, and now I am certain they hunt me here in Hong Kong. The cycle will continue endlessly for the foreseeable future. Such is the way of things. Wouldn't it be easier if you faced them down rather than run? How do you mean? I have faced them several times in the past, in Fukuoka and in Shanghai. Unless you have a deeper meaning I am unaware of, I have already done as you suggest. You're simply letting them come after you. Take the fight to them. Goichi pulls back as if you've slapped him. What do you suggest? That I hunt them down while they sleep and murder them in cold blood? You define yourself by your opposition to your old life. What? Blinking a few times, Goichi leans closer to you. I am unsure that I clearly understand your meaning. Can you explain yourself more clearly? Think about it. You get to live as the Ronin Red Samurai, unfairly cast out by his unit. Ah, and you believe that absent that opposition, I would have little to define myself. That is very cheap philosophy, Reva, and unworthy of you. Prove me wrong. Who are you without your unit? Drawing himself up and puffing out his chest, Goichi glares at you. You tell me, What do you see? I am the creature that stands in front of you. That is, what is it that I am, in your opinion? A free man who can choose to live as he pleases. Yes, that is what I am. So why is it that you do not accept that this is what I am doing? I seek to perfect myself, my skills, and my abilities in combat. Perhaps this is not the path I would have walked when I was younger. But I would have been a soldier for so long. But I have been a soldier for so long that I cannot imagine devoting myself to any other trade. This does not mean that I am tied inextricably to my unit. It simply means I am shaped by my history, as are we all. I appreciate your concern about my history and my unit, but I assure you, I am doing alright. I must learn to adapt to my new condition and lifestyle on my own. The time will come when they find me in Hong Kong. So what will you do about your unit when they come looking for you in Hong Kong? I am unsure. You have given me a great deal to consider, and I do not mean that lightly. There are several actions and possible outcomes I foresee. I could, as I have before, relocate to another city, flee Hong Kong, to travel to somewhere further afield. Lagos, perhaps, or Montreal. It would have to be some place where Anraku's influence was minimal, and where the unit's presence would be immediately noticeable. That has been my plan of action in the past. I could also keep a low profile, staying here. Hope that they are unable to find precisely where I am hiding. Undoubtedly, Ishida would command the team to keep looking. I believe it would only be a matter of time before they found me. But if it were a sufficiently long time, they might be recalled. I could also confront them. Draw them out into the open one at a time and place of my choosing. They are nothing if not predictable in their efforts to follow Red Samurai operational doctrine. That plan could succeed, but it could also put you and civilians at risk, and I am unsure how I would draw them out in the first place. I need to find a way to fight them. Goichi sighs, shoulders slumping a little. I am unsure if that is the wisest course of action. I am going to need to think about this a great deal. Please, let me think on this. I will have an answer later. Sure thing. I'll talk to you later. In the darkness of the cabin, Gaichu is hunched over a pile of keepsakes. He has unpacked most of his box, and the contents are lying strewn about the floor in a disorganized mass. The ghoul gingerly picks through them, turning each one over in his fingers as he feels their shapes. He dresses you without looking up. Please mind your step, Reeve. I fear I have made a mess, and many of my possessions are quite delicate. I would be rather upset if you were to accidentally crush any under your feet. After a moment, he places the one he holds, a small ceramic statuette of Daruma, to one side. Lifting his face, he touches his brow in salute. I apologize for the mess. Feeling homesick? Goichi gingerly begins collecting his things and arranging them back in the box. No, I am remembering my home, and obviously I would like to return to it. Long ago. However, I came to terms with the impossibility of that desire. Today I am simply thinking about the chain of events that brought me to Hong Kong. I have been considering our talk about my former unit. About what my plans are, with regard to their incessant hunt and need for closure. I began to think that I too need closure, an end not only to the hunt, but to our dance around the core issue. One of us must die, that the other might live. As it is, we are locked in stasis. How do you plan to accomplish that? That is the question I have bent my mind to answering since we last spoke. It is not an easy question to answer. My initial thought was to strike at a secure Enraku holding, something valuable enough to draw the attention of the Red Samurai, and ensure that Enraku reported that a ghoul was involved in the mission. It turns out that was not necessary. I began searching the Shadowland BBS for any jobs against Renraku holdings here in Hong Kong. Gaichi taps his braille reader with one toe. It is surprisingly easy to use the Matrix, when you can read postings with your fingers. Slower than direct interface, but certainly possible. Posture check. I also began to offer a reward for information on Red Samurai teams known to be in the city. A modest reward. Nothing that would attract too much attention, but enough to keep people interested. Gaichi grins thinly, cradling his chin in one hand. This bore fruit. The Red Samurai team arrived here a short time ago, smaller than normal size. Sounds like it could be them. It is definitely them. My contact described Ishida and Takagawa perfectly, as well as a new heavy gunner, most likely from another disgraced squad. What's more, he described a woman who looked exactly like Sasaki, but with a scar here on her forehead. Gaichi draws a finger down and across his brow over his right eye, precisely where I cut her. How are you going to draw them out? Simply put, I intend to lure the team into responding to an action they believe to be perpetrated by an ordinary Shadowrunner and ambush them. Then, I will kill them. All of them. Once that is done, I can be free. I have found a job I am certain will draw a Red Samurai response. Renraku is removing a prototype drone through Hong Kong, on the way to a research facility in Chiba. It is of a new design, implementing machine learning and pseudo-intelligence. Gaichi stands, smiling wryly. Something that advanced would certainly attract a Red Samurai team. Someone should attempt to steal it. What if another team responds? That would be impossible. Red Samurai are stationed at research facilities, black laboratories, and other high-security areas. Renraku has no such facilities in Hong Kong at the moment, as most of their holdings of that type are in Taiwan. My former unit will be the only one close enough to respond to the threat. The Johnson for this run is a Renraku scientist escorting the drone. He wishes to leave Renraku's employ, but is unwilling to risk reprisal should he escape on his own. To put it simply, he wishes to make it look like he was killed during a robbery. Hence why he wishes the experimental drone stolen. If there is no body, there will be no investigation into his whereabouts. So we can kill two birds with one stone? Gaichi inclines his head in agreement. Precisely. I can rid myself of my pursuers, and he can be free of their yoke. While I owe this man no loyalty, I think I understand his sentiment. Besides, we will be receiving payment for a job. Sounds good to me. When do we leave? As soon as you are ready. I will message Mr. Johnson and let him know that we are prepared to fake his murder and to be ready for our arrival. I suggest you prepare as well. The Red Samurai are excellent combatants, not to be taken lightly. And quickly check. I don't think Gobbet's gone. Yep. Alright. I think I can take Gobbet with me. No, not Gobbet. Okay, got you and Rakta. The Tolo Harbour Industrial Complex is a sprawling maze of warehouses, auto fabrication facilities, shipping container mazes, and corporate power. If something corporate owned is shipped through Hong Kong, it invariably moves through these streets. The Renraku shipping facility lies far enough away from the heart of Tolo Harbour that you won't have to worry about corporate security other than the on-site guards. And Renraku's extraterritoriality means that any fighting won't risk backup from rent-a-cops. I'll leave that. We don't need that for this mission. Take all the guns. Alright. Let's up our quickness. As you exit the MTR and step into the Tolo Harbour streets, you are blessedly spared from the rain. An ebb in the constant monsoon, combined with the sweltering heat, has left the concrete and your body blessedly free of moisture. Gaichi casts a glance at you, and he nods in satisfaction. This is the facility. Past that fence is the warehouse and the test laboratories. Ishida and his team should arrive mere minutes after we breach their defenses. Sounds good to me. What kind of initial opposition will we face? While the Red Samurai provide a good backup team, there are too few of them to mount a standing guard. This means that we will be facing standard Renraku security forces. While they are not as potent as better equipped security, Knight Errant for instance, they are still skilled combatants. Isabel Foot puts a fist on one hip, looking up at Gaichu. So these guys aren't as potent in meat space as their Matrix counterparts? Securitech International is nothing to scoff at, and they're generally guarding pretty heavy-duty hosts. No, they are not as well equipped or trained as their security brethren. Still, they carry a variety of assault weapons and wear heavy armor. They are above average opponents, so it would behoove you not to underestimate them. Get over there. Switch to metal stance. Get over there. Food. Get over there. Get over there. Yay. Grab the medical supplies. Isabel. This access panel is unlocked. Peering inside, you notice that there are connections to the building systems such as cameras and electrical power. Isabel, will you grab the camera feed off this for me? Sure thing. Deftly rattling out commands on her cyberdeck, Isabel shakes her head. Amateur security. Strictly amateur. Wipe the camera feed to my PDA. Your comlink screen springs to life, and you are suddenly viewing what must be the interior of the facility. Two Ranraku security officers are clustered around a wall panel that appears to be malfunctioning. This thing's been giving me trouble all week. Gas pressure control circuits running 55 amps. Running at 100,000 volts. Anytime there's a glitch in the system, it shorts out. I don't know what to tell you. I ain't a mechanic. Rector, can you rewire this to blow that panel? No problem. Give me one moment and... Ah, there we have it. The panel explodes in a shower of pressurized gas and sparks, searing armor and burning exposed flesh. And get over there. It's nice. Get over there. Get over there. In we go. Ranraku Navi OS 6.1.4. Connecting you with your dreams. Gochu, what is this thing? Gochu runs his fingers over the terminal for a few seconds. This is the control panel for the quarantine room and beyond it. Standard design across most Ranraku facilities. Parazoologists use it to study the responses of paranormal animals to external stimuli. Interesting. Rakta peers into the room beyond, eyes twinkling with curiosity. What kind of stimulus do they expose the creatures to? What is the purpose of their tests? The animals are exposed to high voltage current, open flame, toxic gases, etc. The primary purpose of these experiments is to identify the best specimens and reserve them for breeding. Those that are of sufficient stock survive. The rest do not. Such survivors make excellent guard animals, once cybernetically controlled. As you barge into the office, the lone scientist within leaps back to cower against the desk he was working at. Don't hurt me, please. A split second later, the scientist stands upright. An expression of profound shock spreads across his face, and he takes an involuntary half-step toward Gaichu. Wait, it's you. Sarah. The man's amazement is apparent in his voice, which barely rises above a whisper. Ranraku management said you were dead, but I knew they were lying. But I didn't expect that you would be the one to answer my request. This is a good omen, my friend. Gaichu, in turn, seems just as surprised as the Ranraku employee. Indeed, you were lied to. The shame the Red Samurai suffered due to their inability to kill me is undoubtedly something they wish to hide. I am glad to see that you are well. But I am no longer Saru. That codename is long gone. I am Gaichu. You know this man, Gaichu? Yes, his name is Tanjiro Sasaki, a senior researcher. He has served Ranraku for more than a decade. Gaichu smiles faintly, waving a hand toward Tanjiro. Do you recall how I said I had guarded similar facilities? They were usually in service of protecting Tanjiro's projects. Tanjiro is slowly relaxing, although the tremors in his hands indicate that adrenaline is still thick in his blood. It's true, and believe me, I can help you with what you're here for. Not quite. We're here for a few reasons. Tanjiro scowls. Your fixer got the job because I've arranged this. Why do you think it was so easy to get here? You're here not just for the drone, but to fix someone's death. My death. If a group of heavily armed Shadowrunners break in here, it's completely believable that I would be killed in the process. Tanjiro lets out a heavy sigh and wipes his brow. As of right now, I have suppressed the alarms. I can undo that, and once I've reached a safe distance, I will. The samurai will arrive just a moment too late to save the research and me. So we've already helped you. What can you do for us? The Red Samurai team will rush into this building as soon as the alarms are released. I'll give you the code I wrote into my Overwatch program. Just use it on one of the security mainframes when you're ready. You will have time to set up any ambush you like. Cradling his chin in one hand, Gaichu's eyes narrow. Typically, we would send the main force in through the front, leaving one team member aside to flank in on the opposition. It would be advantageous for us to isolate one of them and pick them off before the main force engages us. Tanjiro snaps his fingers suddenly, looking at Gaichu. You can use the quarantine room. It can be programmed to destroy contaminants or apply lethal amounts of electricity. Regardless of which you pick, it should certainly kill anyone attempting to pass through it. Yes, that could work. Gaichu nods to you, expression bright. If we were to make the quarantine room look like the point of ingress, they would at least send one of the team there, while the main squad utilized standard routes, namely, entering through the front door. Riva, we should let Tanjiro go. He has given us more than enough to accomplish the task at hand, and he is a friend of sorts. I would be sorry if any harm came to him. Okay, get out of here, Tanjiro. Tanjiro bows low. Thank you. You have no idea what it's been like, living under Enraku's thumb. You're giving me the chance to start again. Hopefully, with a better life. He turns to face Gaichi, smiling faintly. And you, it's because of you that I found the strength to leave Renraku. They couldn't find or kill you, was it? A sign that I could escape as well. I admired your tenacity, your drive. Thank you, Tanjiro. That means more to me than I think you know. Gaichi points toward the door. Go. They'll be coming for us soon enough. I want you to be well out of here when they arrive. Nodding, Tanjiro bolts toward the door. Isabel, Jack in. And we go up. Alright. Capital blocker I see. 4, 2, 5, 7. 3, 2, 2, 7. 9, 3, 4, 3, 6. 5, 7, 9, 1, 7. That should be enough. Okay. Got it. Woo. Made it. Now we pick up the drone. Yeah. This whole event looks large enough to accommodate a standard security drain. Come on, Koshe. Director. If we beat the quarantine room, one of the team members will move through it to flank us. Since Tanjiro's program gives us access to their comm channels, we can choose who to draw in. The other three will enter through the front door. I can beat the quarantine room to draw in one of the samurai. They will split up, but they won't deviate from standard protocol very much. The remaining three will remain together. We have three choices. We can bring in Sasuke and eliminate her magical support. We could draw in Takagawa to cut down on long-range sniper fire. Or we can draw in whoever the heavy gunner replacement is. We can only draw in one, however. Why not the leader, Captain? No, I need to face Ishido myself. This is a reckoning that has been years coming. Gaichu waves a dismissive hand. Besides, the commander will never separate from the majority of the squad unless there is no other choice. Let's bait it for the mage. I don't want to deal with her magical support and interference. And let's do the front door. The terminal glows blankly, awaiting your command to unsuppress the alarm system and tap into the Red Samurai communications channel. Alright, Gochu, your friends are inbound. Gochu licks his lips in anticipation. Now, they will learn what it is to face me in true combat. No more running. No more hiding. Tonight, we end this for good. Get over there. Get into the middle. Yeah, switch to water stance. And boom. Get over there. Ishida lies on the cold tile, gasping for breath. His armor is rent and tattered, but his eyes still burn with rage. He spits at Gaichu as you approach. Gaichu, honorless cur, I regret the day that I ever began teaching you. You are truly depraved to kill your own brothers, rather than submit to what is right. Gaichu, yes, that is my name, as everything of my old life has been taken from me. Gaichu lifts the tip of his sword, placing it squarely on Ishida's chest. What is honor if it is built on a lie? What is duty if the dogma behind it is corrupt? Narrowing his eyes, the Red Samurai presses his chest upward into the blade so that it begins to gouge his armor. What do you know of it, vermin? Every Red Samurai who has become subhuman has taken their life. Everyone but you. You are a disgrace to the Order, and a disgrace to your people. Right or wrong, he's the one that's going to walk away from this. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wicked grin. For years you were taught that to be pure was to be powerful. That metahumans, the infected and the deformed, were to be scorned for their weakness. And yet here I stand, and there you lie. Broken. You think a victory over Sasaki, Takagawa, and me makes you superior? Huh. Ishida's mouth twists into a cruel, sorrowful smile. You will spend the rest of your useless days cowering in the darkness, eating the flesh of your betters. You are no better than an animal, skilled though you may be. Snarling in fury, Gaichu hurls his katana to the floor. He reaches out to grab Ishida by his collar, yanking him up so that their faces are only an inch apart. You said the Red Samurai were the best, the strongest, the most capable. Those who were non-human were unworthy of consideration. You told me that I would be better for having joined you. But it's a lie. I was infected and I became better than I was. Your own blindness allowed me to escape, blind to my skill, and blind to the power of the impure. Gaichu lifts one hand, claws glittering in the pale warehouse light. His fingers splay out like an array of knives. I was not superior because I was Red Samurai. I was Red Samurai because I was superior. I choose my own fate. I make my own destiny. The ghoul draws his hand back. Jagged shark's teeth bared as he presses them to Ishida's ear. I will show you the strength of my disease, Ishida. I will make you like me, and you will be cast out just as I was. I survived and remained intelligent because I have the will to do so. Can you say as much? Reap what you sow, Ishida. Ishida's head falls back as he laughs, but the laughter turns to bloody coughing. You think I'll let you infect me, monster? I'll do what you were too weak to. I will take my own life, like the 47 Ronin of old. Such a foolish boy. Foolish. You underestimate me, old man. Gaichu drops Ishida, his head bouncing off the tiled floor with a sharp crack. After I cripple your arms, you will have no means to kill yourself. The disease will burn through you like a fire, consuming every inch of your humanity. At this, Ishida stiffens. His eyes go cold with resolution. And then we shall see, Gaichu. And if you are wrong, I shall meet you again in my next life, and try to teach you to do better. Do what you will. This is between the two of you. Gaichu nods, turning back to Ishida. Come, I will show you your own inner weakness. The sounds that follow are viscerally, intensely horrifying. The crunch of bone mates with the sound of wet flesh tearing under the pressure of jagged ghoul teeth. And as a high counterpoint comes Ishida's screaming of horror and pain. And undoubtedly some measure of the terror of what Gaichu is doing to him. Eventually Ishida passes out. Gaichu rises, wiping copious amounts of blood from his mouth with the back of his hand. It is accomplished. He is unconscious, but he will live. Let us be done with this. Yay. The sun's rays paint Hong Kong's mountains in palette of orange and gold as they speed out by outside the train. With a final flash, the sun dips below the horizon, foretelling the inevitable descent into night. Gaichi was silent as he walked back to the empty Yas station. His body remains as tense as the cables on a suspension bridge, but his expression is triumphant. Ishida has been punished. All that awaits him is a slow descent into hunger, possibly madness. Yay. Means if my math is correct, Gobbet should have left the ship temporarily. And let's collect the job. Just wanted to say thanks for the hookup with Rhombus. Isabel was right. He was able to make a few modifications for me that, well, let's just say I have some relief and leave it at that. I owe you both. Thanks. D. Send a quick email to Kindly Chang informing her of the drone that you've recovered from Renraku. A few minutes later, a message pops onto the screen. Brave of you to do side work without telling me. Or stupid. Take your pick. Luckily, Auntie Cheng knows plenty of buyers for your new toy. I'll send a finder's fee over to you right away. Kindly Cheng. She's gone, Reva. I don't know where she ran off to, but she looked upset. She just said something about friends in trouble and then left. By the time I could disconnect from the octopus, she was on her way out of town. She must have gone back to the sinking ship. I don't like the sound of that. Did she tell you what went down there all those years ago? The mutiny? Yeah. And she's been having bad dreams about that place ever since. She turns her back and begins grabbing her gear. Well, we'd better go and get her, hadn't we? Let's do it. I'm going to arrange transport out to Hung Hom Bay. You come meet me at the docks when you're ready. Nice. That's the last side quest, which I actually don't have time for today, unfortunately. Wait, how much money did I get for that? 2,000. Hydrate, we can do that. But on Monday, we will be finishing up Act 2. Then I think on Tuesday we finish the main campaign. And Wednesday we'll start working on the post-story stuff. That's how I think it's gonna go down. But for now, that is all from me for today. I will be back again later tonight with Etrian Odyssey 3. And yeah. And we'll be back with more Shadowrun Hong Kong on Monday. That's what I should do. What else? Yeah, starting Etrian C3 tonight, which is very cool. And that will be my last Etrian Odyssey game. Yeah, we're definitely finishing Shadowrun Hong Kong next week. Which means that I will have a new poll ready to go. Alright, so I'll take care of yourselves, everybody. I will be back again later tonight. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. And I will see you all next time. Who are we reading? I can't. I don't know. I'll just leave it. Bye, everybody. Take care. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and see you later.